ready for some girl chat? I know I am.
Yes.
Been waiting. Yes. Back with us again today is our guest co-host for the week, the amazing Evelyn Lozada. Woo! We really have enjoyed you. You're so awesome. Evelyn, are you ready for some girl chat?
I'm ready for some girl chat.
Awesome.
Bring it. Do it. All right, so Evelyn, we all know that you're engaged to Los Angeles baseball superstar Carl Crawford.
Whoa.
But everybody wants to know, when do you guys plan on tying the knot?
Oh my God, this is like the question I get all the time. Let me just say this. The last time I talked about this publicly, it became such a big thing because everybody was like texting him and me. Well, what do you mean you guys are getting married? Did we not get invited? So he has a huge family.
Yeah.
So if you know Carl is super private. Like when I tell you, people think like, oh, he played for the Dodgers, he's probably out there. No, he's very under the radar. Like he gets uncomfortable if I post him on Instagram. He's just that guy, you know?
Right.
So it is gonna happen next year. And we'll leave it open like that just so that, you know, everyone's not blowing up our
Next
Yeah,
year.
they're like, when?
Yes,
Where's my invite?
Am I getting the invite?
Yeah,
You
no,
know,
I
so-
totally know how that goes. Because the moment you say you're getting married, literally you start getting text messages that are like, girl, don't forget me. I hope my invitation's in the mail. I'm waiting.
Okay.
You're like, calm down.
And that's what it was. It was
Yeah.
like stressful. And he was just like, try not to talk about this. You know,
Aww.
like, let's try to keep this quiet because he doesn't quite, you know, what we do in my world is a little different.
Yeah.
And he's like, I respect it, I'm supportive, but I like to be in the background. And I try to respect that as much as I can.
So will you guys
Exactly.
keep it small?
Yeah, kind of just like your immediate family, you know. But he has a lot of family, so I guess it's up to him who he wants to invite. But my family, there's like 10 people because nobody talks to each other.
Really?
You know, no, serious, like real stuff. Like everyone has an issue with everybody. Like I'm not going. Is she going? Is he going?
Oh,
nobody
no.
has time for that.
Really?
So it'll be like Which,
So maybe, like, not to put you on the spot, but when you get close, maybe you come back and, you know, we can talk about it. and stuff
I promise. I will
That would
do
be a
that.
lot of fun.
Yes.
That would be a lot of fun.
I can't wait. Well, up next, a school district in Virginia has made national news after pulling copies of the books To Kill a Mockingbird and The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn following a complaint from a parent. The parent, a mother of a biracial high school student, took exception over the use of the N-word in the novels. She says she believes the books are great literature, but that because we're so divided as a country right now, it's hard to get past the offensive wording. I'd love To Kill a Mockingbird.
Me too. It was one of my favorite books.
Staple. And it also, it's a really good piece of literature because it teaches you about racial divide, and that's the reason why the school teaches it. Now, Huckleberry Finn, I do have an issue with, because they go in. You know, Mark Twain goes in on the N-word.
But you know how, like, sometimes a word can be used and it actually helps to educate
Yes.
the kids and actually tell them this is a period in time where this actually was something that was happening. I feel like, you know how you have the option of choosing whether or not your child should participate in sex ed or not? They actually send you home with a, what is that called?
With a syllabus.
A parent consent.
They send you home with a permission slip, and you have to have your parents sign it. They're like, hey, do you want to be a part of this or do you not want to be a part? It's a disclaimer that says, hey, guys, this is what we're going to be informing your kids about. You either have the option of letting them be a part of it or not. I also think that the age is really important. What age they're going to do this, what grade.
Well,
and can
around
the teacher...
7th grade, they
Yeah, I was
start
about to say
teaching
junior
it.
high as well.
Yeah, I
read
till
these
high
books.
school where they're more able to understand why they're reading this.
Here's
and that it's not a word that should be used at all. Like, it should not be used.
Right.
It's like they need that disclaimer. Like, read the book. Hey, guys, there is this word in the book. We want you to know why we're allowing you to read it, but at the same time, we want to let you know that we do not condone the use of these words.
Right, of course.
I think To Kill a Mockingbird was one of my favorite books because I had a great teacher. I learned about the book in junior high, and the importance about these books is that they portray the unwritten truths of the time back then.
American history.
Yes, and I think that you can't censor that. You can't forget that. You can learn from it, and you can teach it, because once you learn and teach history, you probably would never repeat history again, because sometimes history can repeat itself. And it's the teacher's responsibility to have an open discussion about this book.
Exactly.
This book was about racial injustice.
Exactly.
And they can learn a lot from that book and apply it to now, because the social statement of this book is that you should have courage to fight for the right thing, even though you may not win. And that's what that book was about.
Yeah.
The lawyer didn't win, but he fought for what he thought was right.
Well,
even though
Huckleberry
he was
Finn, he
against
goes
the world.
in a lot. I mean,
Huckleberry Finn is a little bit different, but To Kill a
But you see how
Mockingbird, I
you're
don't know.
explaining that? Children need to understand that they shouldn't just be reading this and seeing the N-word everywhere and
Yes.
thinking, oh, my
but
teachers
that's
let
the
me read
purpose of
books
the
with
teacher,
it. So,
though.
Yes.
No, but the teacher, go ahead.
Okay, so for someone like me, when I read the book, an amazing novel that everybody should read, at the same time, that word was excessively used. And being from the Bay, I'm not black, but everybody else who felt the right to use it used it real casually, calling each other that as friends. So here I am reading a book that I know, obviously, that it's not appropriate. And then I see how people normally just casually use it here. Do they like to say, what up to my friend?
Right.
And I'm sitting here, you know, like, wow, that's so interesting how it was so wrong then and how here it's so casual.
yeah, it's in every other rap song.
And I'll never forget, not until I got racial slurs spray painted on our family car and on our sidewalk, that I saw how that word affected me. And to this day, because of that experience, I don't care how normal it becomes, I don't care what person says, it just means it's my friend, I personally will never be able to use that word because I don't want history to continue from where it started.
Repeat it,
Evelyn?
So what I want to say is you got to make your own decision. If you hide that, you don't see, kids don't get to see how normal it was back then.
Right.
Kids don't get to recognize the separated fountains and the people sitting in the back of the bus. Like, they don't get that. So I think it's kind of weird to me that it's so normal back then as it was today that people have made it. But I'm not judging them. I just
But
do
it was
myself.
also the actions in the book that is what the teachable moment is. It's not necessarily
course.
the N-word. It's more of what were the actions that was leading up
And
to
they
it.
didn't really condone the word.
No.
They were just kind of
But
just
that's
expressing how the
spoke back
language
then.
was
That's
back
how
then.
white people
Yeah,
spoke to black people,
people.
and that's how they described them.
course.
And this is the thing, though. There's censorship that's happening, and that's what the concern is. Is this censorship? Because it's not only with this book. There are other types of book, like Maya Angelou's I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings. There is concern about the sexual nature. People are now having concerns about the Bible and maybe putting that out. So, we have to decide.
Oh, you can't pull out the Bible.
Yeah.
Well, people there have been some, there are books, there's this list
Guys,
of books
get
that
the
are being
NIV.
banned.
It's a little easier to understand.
New international version, folks.
Crazy.
And I'm curious as to this parent, is she not letting her biracial kid listen to rap music? Because I'm sure he or she is. So it's like, what do you do at that point, right?
Because at 12, they know more words
Everything.
that's in that book than, they teaching me words. My nephew,
know.
I was like, what you learn?
Like, you guys, this is the point. What you're saying is, even like the song, like you guys, there was a song, obviously the censored version and the radio edit of the song was My Hitta, My Hitta.
Right.
And the whole song actually was about, like, my best friend. Like, complimenting, like, I would ride for you, I would do anything for you. My Hitta, which obviously rhymes with the N-word. That's what they used for the radio version. But this song was actually, like, saying, like, you're my best friend, I would do anything for you. So that's also, again, it all comes down to having a conversation, explaining what this is, why you're reading this book, what is acceptable, what is not acceptable, what you condone and what you don't. So it's a conversation parents have to have with their kids.
Yes.
Exactly. And with the schools.
And the
Parents and
teachers,
Yeah.
for sure. For
That's
sure.
why I'm not a parent.
Well, from books to looks, supermodel Bella Hadid recently walked in the Paris Victoria's Secret fashion show, which her ex-boyfriend, The Weeknd, also performed in.
Love him.
Oh, my God. But look at that. Look, she's killing it.
Okay.
All right. Many people are saying that, you guys, he was checking her out as she walked by, like you see in that photo, looking as fly as you know what. Let me tell you, she was killing it.
Yes.
So I have a question for you, ladies. When it comes to being around your exes, or even your current man's ex, do you always try to look a little bit extra sexy to make them miss you or remember what they used to have?
don't nobody want to look like a tree monster, okay? It's just,
They were like, yes. But, okay, do you do that, and why do you do that? Why do you think we feel that way as women?
oh, y'all got stories. Come on, give it.
Have you?
I think it's innate.
We're like,
For us, if we see an ex, we want to look good.
I mean, the phrase goes, you got to dress like you're going to run into your ex.
True.
That's the phrase that I've preached a few times for sure. Oh, my God. What?
Do you have a story?
Has it ever happened to you?
It has, but I never planned it. Do you see what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So I'm always just caught looking busted.
Wait, what do you mean?
Yeah, I am.
Wait,
I never
what do
know.
you mean?
Okay. Oh my gosh, you guys. So when I was dating Adam, he invited me to his casual holiday party.
Dudes always play things down.
That's why I always dress up. Y'all be wondering why I look like I'm going to my quinceañera every day. I don't know who I'm going to run into, okay?
Okay. I should have thought about that.
Why I'm out here looking like this.
Right? So I wore jeans and just like a sparkly t-shirt, minimal makeup, and my hair just in a low bun. So I looked like olive oil, kind of. You know, Popeye and olive oil.
But you put yourself together.
It was okay.
Okay.
If I would have known she was there, I would have dressed up a little bit more.
Did you have an
Also,
eyelash
wait, it was
on?
his ex.
It was his ex, yes. And how I knew it was his ex, because she was the only one that was she kind of overdid it. She was like dressed to the nines. Like it was too much. So when she did that, it slightly gave me some power because I knew she was thinking about me. And I was like, oh, okay. I might as well just own the way I looked. I was like, okay, I can look good with no makeup. I look good in my little jeans. And I owned the fact that I had the ultimate prize. I had Adam. I had the love and affection of my man. And that is how I played the whole night.
Yeah.
But at first, I was like, oh no. And that's how I knew.
Evelyn, you ever did it?
no, I never run into my exes, ever. But I always say, I'm sure you're peeping my social media pages. So, I feel like being successful and looking great is the best revenge.
Boom.
And I'm pretty confident that I look better than your new girlfriend.
Oh!
I love it.
I love that.
Well, guys.
What?
I've never technically been broken up with. I usually am the one that
who breaks
ends
up?
the relationship.
Yes.
So people would ask, well, then why do you care what you look like when you run into them? You didn't want to be with them.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's not the point, okay? Again, it's not, even if I don't want to be with you, no, I don't miss you. It's not about that. It's just a reminder.
Yes.
It is a reminder to remind you, one, I'm the one that got away. One, two, that
I love my friend
there'll
Betty
never be
Crocker,
another like
Adrienne
me.
Houghton.
And I never like to see an ex and act bitter.
Yes,
That bitterness is
100%.
not cute.
No,
It's not.
Be kind,
Yes,
be nice.
yes.
But at the same time, don't overdo it, because that looks like you.
Yes, yes.
Might be sending the wrong message, too.
Yes. So I think the best, Adrienne, is just to be yourself, honestly.
Yes.
You know what I mean? You're already fly.
Yeah, but
You're already
that
fly.
sounds nice, but...
Okay, you guys, the worst thing happened to me just the other day.
What?
I was wearing, it's my favorite pair of pajamas. And they're purple and they've got flowers on it. It's real loud and
yeah,
annoying.
I know those.
And then I had a hoodie. And I walked out, and for some damn reason, Mama Mai wanted to go to a restaurant rather than to go home. So I picked the most hole-in-the-wall, like I'm talking about, like, I don't even know if somebody was in, it was horrible. I go in, and I run into my ex that I haven't seen since the rough breakup. I'm an ambassador about personal style.
Oh, no.
I teach women that you gotta really look your best. You gotta overdress to impress. So I walked in there looking like I was robbing Costco. You know what I mean? Like, it was bad. So here's the thing, though. It took me a couple days because, like, I went in and I was exactly the same way I would be anytime you guys run into me. I am, I think, a very nice person. And I asked, how the family, how stuff was. I asked all that stuff. And I gotta tell you, even though the ego, because it does hurt you, because you're
It's the
thinking, I
ego.
gotta look, you're thinking that for yourself. My attitude and my heart, especially when the conversation reminded me why we weren't together, made me walk out feeling so good because it was the first time for me, especially in my long line of work, that I proved to myself that I am beautiful without needing what I preach, which is style.